Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I am going to be making a gingerbread house from scratch, and then the boys are gonna help me decorate it. All right, if you're new around here, hello, I'm Claire, welcome. Come on in, get comfortable, subscribe if you like what you see. I love to cook, I love to bake, and this time of year, it is all about the cookies, right? So of course, when I was a kid, making gingerbread houses was totally a thing we did every year. And I called my mom up and I got my hands on the mold that I used when I was a kid. This is a Pampered Chef mold. They do still make these by Pampered Chef, but they are silicone now. But this is the old school stoneware one. So because I am using the Pampered Chef mold, I decided to go ahead and use the Pampered Chef recipe for my gingerbread. I will leave a link to it down below. It is a classic gingerbread recipe. That should work for you. I will note that I've made one teeny tiny change in the recipe just for my preferences. I have taken out the, I think it's a teaspoon or whatever of cloves, and I have replaced it with nutmeg. That is a personal preference. I think cloves taste like perfume. Leave me a comment down below if you agree with that assessment. So I'm just gonna go over the ingredients with you guys really quick. This is just for the gingerbread, the icing, and the candy and all that stuff is gonna come a little bit later. So as far as spices, we're gonna use ginger, of course. We also have some cinnamon and that nutmeg. We're also gonna have molasses, which is what gives that gingerbread the most amazing brown color. I also just have some regular all-purpose flour, some sugar, an egg, some salt, and then shortening and some baking soda. Those are the ingredients, and yeah, let's get going on this amazing holiday gingerbread house. I hope I have enough flour. I didn't realize I needed 3 cups. It seems like kind of a lot, but I guess not. I also have bread flour, I guess, but I don't think that would work very well for cookies. It would make it a little too dense, I think. Next, we are going to add 1.5 teaspoons of cinnamon. Cinnamon is one of my favorite spices. We're also going to add a teaspoon of ginger. Ginger, to me, it's weird that it's even good in cookies, because when I smell ginger, I just think of like delicious like Asian food. So I don't know who put that together. Maybe someone leave me in the comments down below a link to the history of gingerbread and I'll read it. All right, now we got 1/2 teaspoon of salt, as well as 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda. And the recipe now calls for 1/4 teaspoon of cloves, but I already told you I don't mess with that stuff. So we are just gonna do just a little sprinkle of nutmeg. So now I'm just going to whisk this. You know, the recipe said a medium bowl, and my brain said this is a medium bowl, but the amount of ingredients is saying that this is not a medium bowl. Put that dry stuff aside. Next, we are going to do the wet ingredients. And I'm going to use my KitchenAid stand mixer, but you don't have to if you don't have one. Believe me, I cooked and baked for many, many years without one. I really only got this very recently, so you know I try to use it as often as possible just because I'm excited that I own it, but anyway. All right, so the first thing we're gonna do in here is our shortening along with our sugar. And you're just going to need 1/2 cup of each of those. All right, and now we are going to cream it. I would suggest, if you don't have one of these, using a electric mixer. All right, now that that's done, we're gonna go ahead and add our egg as well as molasses. I was really lucky to get molasses today. For some reason, Kroger only had one left, and I ordered it online, and I was really hoping and praying that I would get it. So I'm actually gonna go ahead and turn this on and add the molasses as I am sort of whipping all this up. And you're gonna need half a cup of this molasses. All right, it is very, very smooth. Now the recipe actually says to like slowly add the flour, and I'm not sure if they would recommend doing it on the mixer, but I'm gonna go ahead and just do it right in the bowl. I don't want to overwork this in any way, so we're done with you for now, sorry. I'm just gonna add a little bit at a time. Stir it on in there. This is actually taking a little bit of muscle to combine. I now think that maybe I should have left it in the KitchenAid. All right, now we're going to shape this crumbly mess into a dough. And you just do that by forcing it with your fists. No, I'm just kidding. I mean, kind of. That's basically what we're doing. But I am going to separate it into like 2 balls. I'm now gonna wrap my 2 balls of dough in some saran wrap, and I'm gonna throw them in the fridge. You can put these in all night. Most recipes I hear you wanna go for a couple hours. The Pampered Chef recipe, however, says you only need 30 minutes. So we're gonna just kind of split the difference, and we're gonna throw them in there for an hour. All right, you guys, I've just taken one of my balls of dough out. I'm gonna work with them one at a time so they stay nice and chilly. This dough seems really crumbly to me, more crumbly than I was expecting. I'm wondering if they do it that way because they want it to be nice and firm and not soft at all in order to build the structure. So here's to hoping that this is going to work. So here is my mold. We're gonna have to put this in 2 times. We only have to do the chimney once though. So I'm just gonna spray a little bit of cooking spray on here. All right, so I'm just going to take a chunk of this dough out. I'm gonna work it in my hands just a little bit to try to make it less crumbly and try to combine it a little better. And then I'm going to press it into my mold. All right, so I'm actually going to use this little rolling pin to kind of disperse this in an even way. This is also from Pampered Chef. I swear, every time I use it on this channel, somebody asks me where I got it from. All right, so I have left the little snowman and the little Christmas tree blank because this time I filled up the chimney. I only need to fill up 1 chimney. So next time around, we'll use that extra dough to do those 2. Now I'm going to put it in my oven at 350 degrees for 15 to 17 minutes. All right, so it is time to take these out of the mold. You guys, I'm like freaking out because if this doesn't work, then I can't post this video and it will ruin my life. Like, do I just pat it? Come on out. Okay. Wow, that worked. Oh. Look at this. We have a side of a building. And hopefully one day my children can do this with their kids too, if they choose to have them. Okay. Oh, yes! All right, let's fill it again and get the rest of this house going. Now I just need to whip up some royal icing. Royal icing is something that every baker should know how to make. It's really simple. There's a couple variations, but my favorite method is powdered sugar, egg whites, and cream of tartar. I'm also going to be using my stand mixer for this, but you could use, I guess a whisk if you have a bionic arm, or you're going to need a regular like handheld kitchen mixer. Whew. So generally, royal icing dries very quickly. So I'm gonna throw it right into this pastry bag right here. Whew. I really need some bigger bags. These came in a kit that I got on Amazon and like, it worked. Oh, Jesus. Also, before I start icing, I'm gonna go ahead and spread this in a nice even layer on the bottom of my bowl. And I'm gonna take a little bit of plastic wrap and I'm going to not cover it, but actually put it right down in there so it's actually touching the icing. Because I'm serious, this dries really quickly, which is why it is perfect glue for our house. Okay, I'm really impressed with this Pampered Chef recipe. I was like really worried at first, you guys. I didn't think it was gonna work. It seemed so crumbly, but it's made for a really nice, dense cookie, and this icing is working really well too. I was really worried that this was gonna just slide right down, but it didn't, man. This icing. Oh, I forgot about the chimney. Where does it go? Like this? I am like dying of domesticity in this moment. It is so cute. Of course, we also have that little tiny snowman and that little tiny Christmas tree that'll go in there somewhere, but I'll leave that up to the kids, and I'm done with this for tonight. And yeah, cue to tomorrow.
The snow is falling down. I've been longing for this Christmas when everyone's around to share this holiday. Yes, it's a time of happiness, a time of joy, but now this year is twice as special, 'cause I'm hoping for us to fall in love in this winter wonderland. Chilling by the fire as I'm trying to get your attention, giving you a smile, I can seem to look away. I might be crazy, but I think you feel it too, like a vibration right between us with a beautiful two. Could we fall in love in this winter wonderland? Cold night, but I'm warm inside. Already said a little prayer that you will stick around. Is this year I'm really hoping for a kiss under the mistletoe? As hours pass by, all the stars shine much brighter. Or is it just your eyes that have lit something in me?
All right, you guys, we have finished decorating all of our gingerbread things. I will say, overall, this was an extremely labor-intensive project. It took a lot of time, but if you find yourself having a lot of time, and if you're like me, a lot of time with the kids all day, this is really a good project to give a try. I will leave the recipes for everything I used today down below. And if you don't want to buy like a mold or cookie cutters, if you don't already have anything like that, you can really easily just use a glass and cut out circles and decorate those too. Oh my God, I have frosting all over myself. Anyway, so I hope this got you in the Christmas mood. Come back for more mom stuff, lady stuff, and life stuff, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye!